EcoSuite, bioremediation of grease on the railway lines. Here are the 4 simple steps. Apply the biosurfactant to the area to be cleaned with a foam sprayer. Remove as much grease as possible. Activate the biosurfactant into the grease to break it down, and then break down the grease further with a high pressure water blaster. I just wanted to do a quick video overviewing the process of bioremediation for grease on railway tracks. So we've got the gratis railway track grease, we've got some of the EcoSuite biosurfactant, and I suppose the first stage would be just to put that on top of the grease. And what we're looking for here is a separation of, you can see that it's working straight away. And what we're trying to do is separate as much grease as we can from the ballast, and what we're going to do, see that? That's what we're looking for. So we want to take that out of the picture completely. Once that's out of the picture, we can work on a far lesser job with the bioremediation process. So that should come out and that should be removed. So what we're trying to do is get as much of the grease out of the system before we start breaking it down even further, because what this biosurfactant will do will be breaking it down even further. So step 1 is just really to remove as much grease as possible. And with the EcoSuite's biosurfactant, it's actually made from plants, it's non-toxic, it's safe for humans, animals and plants. It what else is really good with it? It's non-corrosive, it's fireproof, but the best thing about it is it's fully biodegradable. So then once we've removed those big clumps of grease, what we're trying to do is break what's left down, what we can't take down. I'd also suggest using a wipe like this, dipping it in a bucket of EcoSuite's biosurfactant and trying to remove as much of that grease as possible. Then the next step on ballast would be to get in there and use a broom. I would use a broom with a bucket of biosurfactant, dip the broom in, try to broom as much of the grease off the ballast as you possibly can. So what we're trying to do, the biosurfactant will break this grease down, and what the brooming factor will do is just help the agitation process. So you'll see when you're doing that on ballast that the grease starts to come away from the ballast, it starts to break away and separate. On harder surfaces we have a product which I'm really proud of. This is a product called Absorball. Now Absorball is made here in Australia. It's a natural mineral. Absorball comes from volcanic ash landing in cold lakes of water, cooling really quickly and forming this internal honeycomb structure. And that's what actually sucks the grease in. And I'll just show you. So on ballast, what we're trying to do is we're going to broom that in. We're trying to break that up. On hard surfaces like concrete or where you have a harder surface, I'd highly recommend using this Absorball, and I'll just give you a quick demonstration. So the Absorball, it's just a matter of putting it on, and then that will suck that up, and you can see that working. It works very quickly because it's got those internal layers. It sucks it right inside. It's a hard mineral, so it holds on to that grease, and what will happen, it'll just give you an easy way of removing all of that grease from those hard surfaces. So that's the Absorball, and you can see there's plenty more there, and it's removed all that grease. Then just with a shovel and maybe a disposable bag, you can just pick that up, and then that's sort of done it on the harder surfaces.